Good morning, inflatable fans. I hope you're well. Can you see all that foam on the water there? And that big weir in the background. Now this is where we're at. And today, the machine and I are doing a paddle I have wanted to do for a long time. Lock to lock on the River Ouse. And what that means is we're going from Linton Lock down to Naburn Lock, roughly 17 miles in that direction. Conditions are perfect. There's been a lot of rain, so the flow is quite heavy in the direction of our travel. Slight northerly wind, which means the wind is behind us. I am really stoked for this. I have been on this stretch of water before, and actually the conditions were like this, and I was paddling, it was a there and back paddle, and I was paddling back, and it was a real struggle. I was in a really slow boat. But yeah, look at that. You've got the sun just poking through the clouds there. It is just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's get this thing set up.
Oh, you expect me to go away?
No, you're not Dave. He's in. Been a while since I've been out in the story. Forgotten how kind of rocky it feels at first until you kind of get used to it. Right, we're off. Right, let's go with the flow. I think you're supposed to go around those bollards. I'll paddle on your left so that I can hear you. So roughly 17 miles to Naburn Lock. Here we go. Now I know the last time I did a long paddle, it was actually on this stretch of water from Water End to Nun Monkton. We'll be passing that area, and that was 14 miles. 7 there and 7 back. And by the time I got back, my wrists actually started to hurt a little bit. It was, but that was paddling with the flow and then against the flow. Sorry, against the flow and then with the flow. Today, everything we're doing is with the flow, so it should be considerably easier anyway. Good morning. Look at that up ahead, isn't it just glorious? I don't know whether the camera will pick this up, but there's the church steeple in the morning mist at Newton on Ouse, I think that one is. Near Benningborough Hall anyway. All that foam. We've just moved the boats into where there's a bit of a current on this edge. You can feel it taking you. Well, we've done nearly 2 miles and we're at Nun Monkton already. Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised. What time did we set off, Raf? So it's just gone 8 now. We got to Linton at just gone 7 about an hour ago.
Yeah.
So
#7
yeah, thereabouts. So we're making good speed. But if you watch some of my earlier videos, in particular, if you saw the one where I found the swan egg in the water, that was actually just by these mooring pontoons here. Up on that bank there, you've got Benningborough Hall set in the background. And over on that side, that's where Rob and I camped when we paddled up in the pea pod on that windy day. And then over in that direction, that's where the River Nid comes in and confluences with the Ouse. So the Ouse is made up of the Nid, the Weir and the Foss. And there's the Nid. How are you doing, Raf?
Alright, have you seen that? Edge, how smooth, how the edge.
Topiary.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. Just be careful in this area because there are some sandbanks.
Alright.
Don't want to kind of get stuck on one of them with skegs. But yeah, I love this little area. There, that's where Rob and I camped, on that side there. Memories, eh? Memories. Memories of adventures and trips. And this is going to become one of them. Said it before and I'll say it again. Where else would you rather have coffee, eh? And of course, one of the big advantages of a drop stitch floor, it acts like a table to stand your coffee cup. Very handy. I'm just drifting a bit while I enjoy this coffee. This is the life. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, can you see the little lambs on the bank there, look? Oh. And this big tree that's gone in at some point, or whatever it is. Shrubbery. And then that spectacular willow. It's all happening on the right here. Hello. Look at that. Spectacular, isn't it, as it's coming into leaf? Simply stunning at the moment. We are forecast to get a bit of rain about midday, but it depends what time we get finished, I guess. Not sure if the camera will pick this up, but you can see the water swirling a bit like it was a bit back. Right down the middle of the river. Quite fascinating to watch. So I haven't talked about this yet, but Raf's in the story and I'm in the story. One's the High Line, one's the Division. It's the Story Boys Day Out. Story Boys Day Out today. So we're just doing a bit of advertising, not really, for Euro Skate Shop, where we got them from. Seriously, we're not advertising for them. We just both happen to like the crafts. And I think, did you pick yours up at a bargain price as well? Yeah, I picked mine up for just about 350 quid. They often have sales on. And yeah, if you ever want one of these, don't pay full price. Just hang about, because they often have sales on where you can pick them up for half price. Anyway, enough about that. Back to the pretty countryside. Yeah, this thing was here last time I came down here, although as I remember rightly, not in the best state of repair. Just look at the reflections in the water here. To say the river's not in flood but up, it's remarkably still. It's gorgeous. And you know, I like my reflections. Yeah, on that side near Raf there, look, you can see all the clouds. They look cool. Well, we're about 5 miles in and it's coming a bit cloudy. We might get a drop of rain after all. Up ahead there, just coming into view, we've got Poppleton on the bank, on the right hand bank. There's a few bouncy waves in the water, well, ripples more than anything. There's been a little support craft and some of the professionals are out today in the rowboat. But this is quite woohoo! Whee! Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Yeah, there are some nice properties around this area. Ones that you could get a little bit envious of. It's funny, you look at like that little boat on the side there and think, oh, there's two of them actually, and think, oh God, isn't it a bit dangerous? What the river take them away? But they're on a floating pontoon. And then you realise you're a bit of an idiot for thinking that. Standard. Yeah, check out these properties here. Who's got the money to buy one of these? If you have, buy me one. Look at that with all that conservatory. What a view, eh? What a view. Nice. Imagine having your cornflakes, start looking out from there. And he does go past, yeah. Yeah, life could get better. Got the railway bridge coming up in a minute. One of the things I will just mention, which you might find useful if you're doing a longer paddle, I've always found it useful. You tend to get into a bit of a pattern with your strokes and the muscles that you use and so on. And it's a really good idea to vary that. So if you're, say for example, you're doing like what I'm doing now, which is predominantly arm paddling and pulling with your arm, it can be a good idea to then start moving your core around and your body around and start using that so you're not pulling quite so much on your arm. And even lock your arms out a bit, which is proper technique really, so that you're pulling less with your arm, and just keep moving it around. So if you get tired doing one thing, just keep changing it up a little bit, and it just makes the whole experience A, more doable, and B, a bit more enjoyable, because you're not getting fatigue in one particular area. So if you do find you're getting fatigued on long paddles, change the way your stroke's going and just play about with it a little bit. You'll just find it a bit easier. Right, lecture over, onwards. There we go. It's quite a magnificent rail bridge, I think, this one. Not as good as that one I did under the canal the other day in Leeds. That was a beast. But it is quite a... don't know, I always find rail bridges quite impressive structures, really. A few nice daffs out on the bank there with some fluffy sheep. So what you've got here is actually two bridges. So I'm guessing the tracks veer off, they just go in different directions. And talking of bridges, up ahead in the distance, I can hear the A1237 ring road that goes around the outskirts of York. But yeah, we're not too far from the outskirts of York. We've done about 6¼ miles. It is, let me just have a look at my watch, 9:20, so less than 2 hours, which means we're kind of averaging at the moment 6 miles, oh, 1 hour 41. Yeah, we're doing all right. Morning, all right. Created a bit of a wake there, aren't you? I think I'll turn into it.
Go down eventually.
Woohoo! Always makes me a little jittery. It does in these boats.
Also got to remember it bounces offside as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It comes back and gets you.
Yeah, the backwash. Yeah, backwash.
Depends on what the sides are.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the trees kind of take it in a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
Got professionals on the water again. Another batch. Someone's got a squeaky oar lock. Morning. Another batch coming. Duck over there, look. Duck, duck. Did that just reply? It did, didn't it? It just replied. Morning.
Morning.
Turn into the waves. Bouncy, bouncy. We're just going to eddy into these trees here because the professionals are coming back. So we're just getting out of the way. Feel the power. Feel the power. Just hit the 8 mile marker. Yeah, so by my estimation we should be in town in about another mile or so, I think it is. Paddling through the heart of York. Every time I've passed it, I've always been kind of curious as to what this is / was. If anybody knows, just let me know in the comments. So we're just south of York. What the bloody hell's that? Well, it's obviously something. That was unexpected. Wow, that made me jump. Well, I now know it's some kind of outlet, but I don't know. What can you smell, Raph? Oh, Jesus, that really made me twitch. I was just heading towards it. It was just like, shit. God, my heart's going like the ruddy clappers. Jesus. I wonder if I paddled through a tripwire or something. Wow. God, that... Yeah, that startled me. There's another kind of drain outlet or something there. Not sure what that is either. I know the RSPCA is in this area, but that's unlikely to be connected. In fact, actually, if I just turn the camera around, I can see the RSPCA building up ahead. Got this green liveaboard canal boat here. Often, when the river is really high, that's visible above the from the road because it's actually level with the road. Some of the other professionals are coming back, so we're just going to tuck ourselves in here out of the way. Oh, they're all coming back.
There! Not quite so quick, Ali.
They've gone a bit off course. Right, let's go. Right, let's see if we can catch them up. Yeah, not much chance of that happening, is there? We might be doing about 4 to 5 miles an hour. They're probably doing about 8. Right, so this is Water End Bridge, and if you're a regular on this channel, you might be familiar with the fact that I've often launched from here. Although the area that I normally launch from, which is kind of over there, is underwater at the minute. We are now 2.5 hours in, and we have done just shy of 9 miles actually. So we're making pretty good time. And yet we're now on the outskirts of York. And you see that wall there? There's a geocache on there. I know, because I've done it. So the last time I paddled along here in the story, I had the bike in the back. Have you watched that video? That's the one where I carried this boat on my back, on my bike, put the bike in the back of the boat, paddled down to Naburn Lock, and then cycled home. Yeah, that was a heavy old day. I had a really sore backside the next day. And I had the seat on the bike. Yeah, it's quite choppy here. Not choppy, but it's just the backwash from these paddlers, these rowers. Oh, there's more of the buggers. And on the right hand side here we've got some hard shell enthusiasts, also known as inflatable traitors. I do sometimes wonder what some of those guys think when they look at us. Do they think, oh, look at them bunch of amateurs in bloody blow up boats. Bit of chop slap. What's quite fascinating here on the right hand side, with the water levels being up, there's normally a kind of pathway round about roughly level where with Raph's boat on the water, and yeah, that's completely out of sight. And there we go, the heart of York coming up. And here we're passing under the great railway pigeon roost. Can you hear them? We probably could get out on these steps here, Raf. Yeah, it's time to get out and stretch the old pins.
Stop working.
They stopped work. Rafts have stopped working. I know that feeling well. Oh. Quite a good advert for story boats there, isn't there?
Oh, I've got your waffle. Oh, no, all right, thank you. All right. It's quite slow on that, isn't it, when you look at it from the side?
Is that white swirling thing coming down in that room?
Into the city. Got some more professionals getting ready to go out on the water. So this is Linton Bridge. Just in there, there's a geocache. I don't know, because I've done it. Yeah, it's still there, I can see it. That rather grand building there. Bloody hell, you see those gulls? Bloody mad sods. As I was saying, that rather grand building there, that's the Guild Hall. What I was kind of hoping to avoid when we did this paddle was all these little blinking tourist boats, because I've no idea what the hell they're doing. Bouncy, bouncy. See all the little tunnels underneath the old buildings there. Now apparently what they were for was for smuggling contraband into the city, and they used to sneak it in and then sneak it up through onto the main street and sell it on the main street on market day. Now what you need to bear in mind when I say some of this stuff is some of my facts are based purely on fiction. Did that sound convincing? I thought I did. Another one of the cruise boats getting ready to set off by the look of it. Shut up, you noisy sod. You ready to get swept under a bridge? If I'm not mistaken, some of these are the old Dutch barges, or one of them is, if I'm not mistaken. Big boats, aren't they? Got more professionals on the water coming up. So this is Millennium Bridge, and I think you can see it's a turnaround point for the cruisers. Got some waves coming on that nutty little boat that decided to speed up. Quite sure what they're doing. Oh, here we go, race. Surprisingly, those big boats don't make that much of a wave, really. This area that we're in now, this is the Fulford Ings area. Yeah, there's a lot of nice boats down here. lot of money. The sun's creeping out again, and it's catching the tops of these little waves quite nicely. I've never seen that before. There's an overflow coming off the side as well as this coming down here. Wow. So now we've got the A64. It's busy again on this waterway. It's that time of year. And that launch is producing some big bloody waves. You see waves coming here? Just give him a wave for slowing down. Always be polite, eh? This one don't want to slow down, does he? So yeah, A64 Road Bridge. It's a beast, this one. It's actually 2 bridges. My God, those boats have made this water choppy. Walking like he shot his pants. So up there's Bishopthorpe Palace. We've just pulled in down here just for a little bit of a pit stop. This is Bishopthorpe. We've done 13 or so miles, not too far to go now. But now, wow, look what Raf's bought, beer and sandwiches. What's not to like? Today is a great day. Well, that was a much needed little pit stop. Time to get moving again for the last leg. Come on. Last leg. Out into the flow. Away we go. Here we are at the Railbridge. It's the one with a great sculpture on top. I'll show you in a minute. Probably see it just coming into view there. Fisherman and his dog. Naburn Ings. So, not too far from Journey's End, probably about a couple of miles, 2 or 3 miles. While I'm yammering. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, you know what to do about the whole liking, subscribing stuff. Won't bore you with all of that, but... Oh, actually, I just did, didn't I? Yeah. We've done 14.88 miles at the moment. Total paddling time 4 hours 21 minutes. And Acaster Malbis has just come into view, and Naburn is just a little bit further down from there. Nice. And we're still drifting nicely. I'm not paddling at the moment. Perhaps having a little straighten up, but we're still flowing quite nicely. Hello. We get a bit of backwash here. Woohoo! If you've watched the test I did with the pack raft, the Aquaglide Expedition, this was the caravan site where I turned round when I reached the end of this caravan site here. I'm just linking that in for you, in case you find it helpful.
Thank you, Carl.
Just having a little drift.
Peaceful, isn't it?
Very peaceful, yeah.
Moving. It's rolling down the river.
Mm. Well, are you offering us a tow?
Yeah, do you too if you want.
Oh, brilliant. Do last leg, towed in. I'm still not sure what this thing is on the right hand side here, whether it's the entrance to somewhere, looks like an old prison or something. I don't recall there being an Acaster Malbis jail, but I've always found it a little bit eye-catching is probably the best word to describe it. It stands out against the backdrop. Talking of eye-catching, that willow always catches my eye when I paddle down here, even when it's not in leaf. It's just quite a spectacular one, that one. It looks like somebody's having some work done there to create some kind of mooring and to stop their garden from dropping into the river. Right, coming up here on the right hand side you've got Acaster Malbis Acaster Marina, and yeah, don't ever launch from here. The scamming bastards will want to charge you 10 quid to launch an inflatable boat. Screw that. Go and launch from Naburn, where it doesn't cost you anything. Top tips from more than just a cleaner. Money saving tips, I hasten to add, from more than just a cleaner. Well, just up ahead, beyond the bow of my boat, in fact where you can see that boat that's turned round in the middle of the water, that's those are the bollards that stop you going over the weir. I do want to have a quick look at that weir before we go today, not from the boat but from the land, because I reckon it's going over with some force today, given how high the water levels are. So it could be fun to see. But we're going to turn off down here into Naburn Lock. I've got to say, this has been a bit of an epic trip, and it's lived up to my expectations. I have really enjoyed it today. Oh man. So in terms of miles, actually not quite 17, 16, 15.68 at the minute. I did start this a little after launching, but not much. So about 16 miles in total. And 4 hours 38 at the minute. So I'll put the figures on the screen, the final figures for when we've actually landed. But we did make good time, especially considering I've been fanning around with the camera a lot as well. Raf's just bringing it in. Bringing it in. This is really quite bizarre. How high this water level is, because normally you have to climb out of the boat. You can more or less roll out of the boat here. It is weird actually, it does feel really weird getting out too high. Oh. Still got the old man groans in, yeah. Raf's making it look difficult. He is as well. If you've stuck around this long, well done. Thank you for watching. Raf and I, is there, look. We've had a cracking time today. Been a lot of fun. Hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope the fun we've had comes across. You take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Oh, gotta go all in there now, look, all in there. Oh look, there's my fins. Right, cheerio.
Bye.
You still here?
No, I've gone.
If you're still here, well done. I'm going to go and have a quick look at the weir just to see how vicious it is. I think I did mention we were going to do that in the as we were coming up to shore, so let's go and have a look. It is such a lovely area. If you've never been to Naburn Locks, it's lovely, especially on a nice day. You've got this nice little cafe here. I think it's a, I don't want to put anybody off, but I think it's a vegan cafe or a vegetarian one. Nevertheless, it does have a really good reputation. So what do you reckon that device was used for? Lowering boats into the water or lowering goods onto boats? Who knows, eh? Maybe you do. Oh my god, now that is shifting today. I have never seen it that aggressive. Hell's teeth. Yeah, and this isn't even with the river in flood. It's just the levels are high at the minute. Sheesh. Yeah, wouldn't want to go down there in an inflatable boat. Right, the area where I've got my geocache has just become clear, so I'm just going to go and check it. You can see why I put it here, can't you? Because I mean, how epic is that to bring people to as a geocache view? Is it still there? It is. Look, there it is. Nice. I'll bring you to all the best places, right? I mean, what's not to like? All right, that really isn't it. That, get the words out. That really is it now. Cheerio.
Cheerio.